Hey everyone, this amazing ESO Network show is brought to you by our fine sponsor, Amazon.com. Please remember to shop Amazon for all your geeky needs, no matter what time of the year it is. All you need to do is go to esopodcast.com/ESO Amazon, or click on the Amazon banner on the ESO Network webpage to go to our e-store. It's the best way to shop and the best way to support this program, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. Okay, that's enough of me babbling for now. Now on with your regular scheduled show.
We are the Metal Geeks Podcast, and on this show we have heavy metal, comic books, video games, movies, theme parks, and more.
Wait, comics?
Yep.
And movies?
Exactly.
Video games?
Yeah.
Metal?
Of course.
How does theme parks fit in this?
It just does. All of us Metal Geeks can be found at metalgeeks.net.
At Metal Geeks for Twitter?
Metal Geeks on Instagram.
And Metal Geeks on the Facey Space. You can also find us on iTunes. Subscribe today.
Metal Geeks.
I hurt myself today to see if I still feel.
Hello and welcome again to the Monster Sci-Fi Show podcast. I am your host, the Monster, back to give you, finally, the review of Logan. And if you don't know who Logan is, you could say he's on a run. Not a Logan's run, but he's the Wolverine who is on the run, so to speak. So, Mr. Gene and I finally got together and we talked about this. So, it's a previous recorded session that he and I did. So sit back and enjoy us conversing about Logan.
My sweetest friend.
Okay, so Logan, the movie. Let's talk about that.
Before we even do that, we'll edit this out. It's just a matter of there were issues that I don't want to bring up. If you don't want to bring it
No,
up.
it's fine. Don't worry about it. No. I just couldn't watch it again because I know. Too close. Too close.
No, and I think it might be not only helpful, but just to let people know what you have been dealing with and how this is like. I see kind of like your struggles on the screen with what you were going with your dad, and how he was just like, "What are you doing to me?" And I'm like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, it was very frustrating, very painful. I was just. Oh, this is bad.
And then Logan literally drinking so he can pass out.
I was like, hey, that's my reality. Yay.
And I'm like, oh my god. I would have just walked out. Because, I understand you were dealing with that.
I know.
But to the extent of every day for however long, you get to a certain point, I'm like, this is not living.
No. It was, there were some tears, and they was like, Junior, alright? I'm like, I'm fine. Don't touch me. just keep going. Oh, good, he dies. Ah.
Which I was always expecting.
I know.
Maybe. No, he's dead. No, he's dead.
Oh, I remember, but I had such a peaceful day. It was such a beautiful day. It wasn't me. It wasn't me, okay, Charles? It wasn't me.
Yeah, exactly. Letting him know that it wasn't him. Oh, God, it was X-24. Which, I won't be jumping around, but I have a question about X-24. The kids.
Yes.
Are all kids. X-23, his daughter.
Plot hole.
Right.
Big plot hole.
But X-24, fully grown man. Logan. Yeah. What the hell? What did happen to him to get him so damn big?
He doesn't say anything.
No, except he grunts a lot more, and he has that, all black hair.
He's Deadpool. He's the movie. He's the weakest. He's a weak from the Wolverine, the original the Wolverine origin movie. He doesn't say anything. He's just there to move the plot forward. He's a device, which is sad. It's kind of a weak writing, I think.
I would have been happy if this was saying that this is X2, not X24. Because
but they were all failures because you saw the
No,
experiments.
right. But the kids are okay. But then, wait a minute. Are you telling me that the kids are the kids like years ago and they're still kids? But X-24 is... okay, he doesn't have the healing factor necessarily. Because they have to inject him to get his...
Don't take this all at once. Oh, they're in trouble. I gotta take it all at once.
Which I'm like, oh, he's gonna do it all. So yeah, I mean, I saw that coming, especially for that last scene, in which if you see on YouTube of him doing the Foley work of the voice, I think he's like, and
tired, so tired. Do it again.
and so it was like, I appreciate being that goofy for your job. That you're able to let yourself go and just do it.
This movie, for me, Logan, they finally got the combination right.
Yes.
It is gory, the cursing,
It was appropriate.
the technology. It's
Yeah.
like 2029 or 2020?
Yeah, 2029.
2029. I like the drones. I like the driverless trucks.
Yeah.
It was just settling up, and yet I'm an Uber driver. Right. I really, and I'm
like,
drunk.
well-
I pass out of my limo. Like, no, not the car. No, not the car. And then you never get back to that. It's like, but funny.
It is. Surprisingly well within the character of him getting old.
Right, and giving up.
Yeah.
And just, I don't give a fuck, but I gotta take care of Charles Xavier, because I'm responsible. I'm the last one. I go to Mexico. I take care of him. It's like, oh my God.
The thing with one of the moments that I love is Logan and Caliban are talking. Almost like a married couple.
I love the way his glasses, his reading glasses have the CVS thing on. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And I love that line, like, and you can't tell that, that the bottle says ibuprofen. I'm like, oh, God, you're so fucked up. You're just not paying attention while you're drinking way too much. I'm like, but that's kind of like me. Like, gee, don't make taxes to do. Oh, crap, what? Oh, another thing I have to do.
But it was just so weird seeing Cowbell ironing. It's like, I know this is where you're going to make us upset, but I want to talk about this. I'm like, oh my God, it's like a married couple. And it was just so... I just love everything about this movie. Even with the whole disasters of X-24. But I think the other question I had was just, in the grand scheme of things,
How does it fit?
how does it fit?
It doesn't fit.
Like anything else. The
It's-
timeline is all screwed
it's,
up.
it's a standalone Logan film, and it's like, it's an alternate timeline. It has to be. But the thing is, you're not going to get any more X-Men films.
Maybe.
We're going to reboot the whole thing.
Maybe.
The Age of Apocalypse is, no, that's it. We're done. This is just,
Well-
we can't fix this now. But it was like, but you just did Days of Future Past, and you fixed everything. Why, Bryan Singer, did you do Apocalypse?
But then, the Apocalypse thing, because I was wondering where they get the
Apocalypse is a fashion designer. Well, he didn't care. I will design your costumes, and they will be beautiful. The fuck is wrong with you? Oh, God.
Well, because I love your mind, that's why.
Her costume's perfect.
I
He's
know.
fucking with angel's wings. Like, oh, look.
You should be an accordion. But I was wondering, like, well, where to get the blood from? And it's from...
It's his blood from the previous movie.
Right, exactly. So it's from that industry, whatever...
There's loose ties in, like, yes, I'm so-and-so, the predecessor, the son from the bad guy from the second
The
movie.
one that you killed. I'm like, which one did he kill? He killed so many.
Who cares? I was just like, I am not going to rewatch these movies to figure out who you are. I'll watch some reviews, and they'll figure it out for me, and then I'll understand.
And some did. And I thought one of the questions, and this was from Collider, it was like, who was it that was on the other line that told the kids, come over, we're waiting for you? Who were they? Well, if they're in Canada, they were talking about, Alpha Flight.
Close to the border, but we don't even know if they make it. They just run off into the sunset,
I'm
and
assuming they do.
and that beautiful shot with X-23 taking the cross, which I'm like,
Turn
that is the most amazing thing. For that alone, I'm like, I'd see the movie again just for that thing. That and the scene in the casino where Professor has his meltdown, and everyone's frozen, and the soldiers there with the guns drawn. They're like, "Oh shit, I can't move! Oh god, I'm dead!" I'm just like, ah.
And that was another thing too. I love every single impaling that he kept doing.
You just gotta get up there, and I love the way that explains to me, even though without being told, because she's got his immunity, she's got the needle. Like, okay, take it. But beautiful symbolism, the use of Shane in the movie, it's just so wonderful, and the performances are great. The little girl is great. Doesn't say anything for 2/3 of the movie.
That's fine.
But then you're Professor Xavier. Now I'm going to start talking in Spanish.
It's like, oh great, she turned into Dora the Explorer.
But I liked it. I liked when Wolverine can't even form coherent sentences anymore at that point. He's like, look, you want to go, like, the coordinates, we got to go to the coordinates. Look, they're for a fucking comic book. You're just, fine, you want to go there? Fine, I'll take it. It's just like, I mean, and the fact that it was there, I was like, well, that's unexpected, because I fully expected nothing to be there.
Yeah.
Because your nurse, your stupid nurse made it up in the fucking comic book. Oh, no, wait, now they're a network? Because that made me reevaluate the whole thing.
Right.
Like, okay, so we're putting the Eden coordinates in the comic, and I like the way, like, no, we have to wait till Friday, because everyone has till Friday to get here. What? Okay. No, and I'm sorry, I don't believe that the children could be able to cut Wolverine's hair when he's sleeping. No, you're going to react badly to that.
Not funny. What? Which I thought was kind of funny was.
It's funny. It's old man Logan hair.
Literally. But it was just... Would you see this movie if it was black and white?
I've heard that question. I don't know if I could watch this movie again. It's because even without my family issues with my father,
Right.
and because the caregiving thing is difficult. But even so, it's not. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
I can see it again in a year or two. Once I've emotionally healed, you know what I mean. It's kind of like playing The Last of Us, the video game. It's emotionally draining.
Yeah.
And afterwards, you're not happy. You're like, well, that's over. I'm going to remember it's a good movie. But that emotionally draining experience, it's just like, okay, so it's done. Professor Xavier's done. The X-Men are done. Wolverine's done. This is it. This is the swan song. I don't need to see that again because it's not. Yay! It's the final act. You know, it's the final act and the funeral. You don't want to see that again. You know, but it's doing great. It's making good money
Yeah, which, again...
because it's a good film.
It is, and it's probably the best since the Wolverine that we did that podcast many moons ago.
That was not the best. I'm glad the director and the writer finally got it right.
Right.
This is the same director of the Wolverine. But the Wolverine was offensive to me, culturally offensive. And
I know, the whole chopsticks thing, I get it. But the thing is that the bar was set so damn low with Wolverine Origins that anything would have been better. And now we have something that was even more superior to both of them combined.
Yes.
So, but I think that you do have, well, considering we have Legion already on the screen, on a small screen, which is on Hulu. We may get Charles again as a cameo.
Is he going to be in charge?
Nope. Not of you or me. So, and fuck Scott Baio.
You had to fill that in, yeah, because otherwise.
Because he likes Trump.
But he might get zapped. No, okay.
Hopefully he will be. And then there's another X-Men TV series that's coming out, which we don't know yet what's happening in the timeline. But I think there's still enough room that you can still play with Generation X. You can do Alpha Flight. You can, I mean, if the goal is you can continue doing superhero movies with the goal in make it a drama first. And I think this is probably one of those strong movies that if you take out all the elements of mutants and all that, it's a strong family movie about relationships.
Yes. It's different in that.
And that's the drama that works so damn well more than any other superhero movies. You can have all the special effects, whatever you want. But like with Luke Cage, the characters are really good aside from the superhero aspect. So if you're engaged with the characters, then you're good as a story. That's just a bonus to have that this happens to be a superhero movie. So being that it's an R-rated movie, it's not an issue. It's a good drama. movie or
Right.
a superhero.
But it's drama first, I think.
Right.
And then it's a superhero movie.
Right, exactly.
Because the whole, it's really adult, and the themes that we're playing with in this movie are things that, regrets.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that Wolverine is a loner. He's always been a loner.
Right.
And now you're the last mutant alive. You got to take care of next to Caliban. You got to take care of Professor Xavier.
Mm-hmm.
This is your job. It's kind of like, even though you don't like him, you're the last one.
Right.
It's your responsibility. You don't like it, you're going to deal with it however you are, but that's what it is. And then the daughter thing, he's like, no, I don't want you to come near me. And his whole prophecy comes true. It's like, even when the family, they're the sweetest people. And they all get killed. He's like, anyone I get close to gets fucked.
Right. And
it's true.
And it's not like he's just like, no, just stay away from. No, he says it.
He knows.
Right. That's
like,
the problem.
No, we should leave. But someone also come like, somebody has. You're like, this is not going to be good. And they're like, when we were watching it, we're like, they're going to die. They're all going to die. I'm like, I know. I remember the old people in the first movie and those horrible claws. And when he discovers this adamantium claws in that bathroom and how badly computer.
Oh my god. Speaking about the claws, the one thing that got me was like how one of them would not fully extend.
Yeah.
He kept them pulling out.
That old age and impotence thing, you're like, oh. Yeah, I know how that feels.
Baseball.
It was really a well-rounded film, but I don't know. Are you going to buy it?
Yes.
See, I don't know. I'm not.
I will definitely own this. It's definitely... Okay, if it came out in a trio, that's what's going to have to be done. Is that when this comes out, they'll piggyback up with Origins and the Wolverine to make up for the loss that they have.
You'll get those free.
Right.
Buy Logan, get 2 movies free. Get the Wolverine and Wolverine Origins for free.
And this letter of apology for those who went to the movie thinking that it was really good.
It's not a Joe Schumacher movie. I'm sorry I did this movie.
But I was just so damn happy the way things turned out, and the question I have for you, and because you read Old Man Logan, and I have not read the comics, how similar or how it's not?
No,
it's just the name?
they just take the theme.
Okay.
The theme and the road trip.
Right.
Otherwise, everything else is completely different.
Okay.
In the Old Man Logan thing, Wolverine is the one who kills the X-Men, and they tell you what happened. Basically, Mysterio shows up, and all the villains unite, and Mysterio says, he makes Wolverine think that the X-Men are all these other X-Men villains instead of the X-Men, and so he just goes, "Oh my God, the man's in danger!" Just starts killing everybody,
Right.
And then one of the I forget what villain he's killing. It's like, why are you doing this when you're our friend? And he comes to, and it's Jubilee, and he sees all the slaughtered X-Men.
Right.
And Mysterio comes out and says, I'm usually a Spider-Man villain, but you were really easy to trick. I can pull your senses and make you see things, and you killed the entire X-Men. Thanks a lot. And that's the last time he pops his claws, because then he tries to commit suicide. He tries to get his head run over by a train.
Right.
Doesn't work, because, and he just wanders around. He's miserable, but then he doesn't pop his claws. And then...
but is it still with the adamantium, or is it just strictly now?
No, it's still got the adamantium.
Okay.
And he just doesn't pop him anymore. He's a peaceful man then. But he gets pushed around because the villains completely take over America.
Okay.
And there are different sections, and then... It's a convoluted story. And it's kind of cool because Hawkeye comes to him, and Hawkeye's blind, but he's like, I got to do this one thing. Why don't you come with me? I got the spider buggy. And then it just dips into all these the villains, and they're driving across America, and it's cool. Mm-hmm. And Wolverine needs money to save his family because the Hulks, the inbred Hulks, are just... Yeah, it's weird. But it's a Mark Millar story. It's great.
Right. Okay. The other one, in regards to X-24, because I had this
23, 24.
24. The Wolverine version, the updated Wolverine.
Yes.
X-23 shoots him in the head with the adamantium bullet.
Right.
Is he going to regenerate, or he's just done for?
Wow, you really want to answer this question?
Because, one of the other kids dropped a fucking truck on him, and he was able to get out of that. But he doesn't have necessarily the healing powers, but he's not necessarily dead either.
If we're going by, it's writer's convenience.
Right. Okay.
You know, if you want the adamantium bullet to kill him, it kills him. Theoretically, you know, I don't know, because come on, we've seen Wolverine grow back from like,
Right.
you know,
He's been shot point blank in the head, and he's able to pop out that bullet.
but again, I think in this situation, Wolverine's carrying around an adamantium bullet because he's thinking about suicide.
Right.
If Wolverine believes that it'll kill him, it will kill him.
Okay.
That's what I'm going with. I'm not even going to question the universe, the cinematic universe like that, because fine, just give it to them. Because otherwise, he's immortal.
Right.
How do you kill him? You got to sever his head. But wait, won't his head still? No, just forget it. Just drop it.
It was like waiting for that plate to come down. It was like, could that work?
Yeah.
No. But then again, I was like, whatever.
Don't ask too many questions.
Yeah. Now, as far as villain-wise, that character with the one with the missing...
No. Laura comes out, he's like, no. I liked his performance. He was great.
It's okay. It wasn't anything memorable like any other...
It's better than the past movies. Better than the Silver Samurai from the Wolverine, which I've completely forgotten, and whatever her name is, the green-haired woman who was the main bad guy in the Wolverine.
I forget.
You're right. He's completely not remember. Toxin, something.
But that's
peels off her face. You're like, what the?
I mean, there's no clear baddie other than him fighting Wolverine. Him fighting Magneto. There's no...
In the X-Men movies?
In any, like in the comics lore, if you look at any villains that Wolverine would fight, who's his biggest nemesis?
Sabretooth, yeah.
Right. So there's no Sabretooth. So you really have no much more of a palette to play with, so you have to make up...
Well, the thing that's interesting to me, though, was that they're basically the Morlocks. The Morlocks, the sewer people from New York, and Caliban's part of that.
Right.
So I thought that was brilliant. Mm-hmm. I thought that the scientist who suddenly in the third act comes up and says, yes, I'm the main bad guy, but you're easily dispatched. You're a human being.
Right.
I'm the mastermind doctor who's experimenting on the children. And you've got... Who cares? You're going to die. You're human. Oh, you're dead. Good. Wonderful. Yeah.
So...
But I think that the movie is it immediately captures you with the drama. Mm-hmm. And the family relations of Wolverine, of Charles Xavier, and of X-23.
Yeah.
And you want them to come together. And when they finally do it at the farmhouse, you're like, oh, it's sweet. It's nice. And you don't care. It doesn't matter. Because you're already pulled in. You already care about the characters. You feel bad about the family that dies, but I thought the most ridiculous thing for me was that Wolverine goes and helps the farmer out by the water pump. He gets chased away. He chases them away, right? Because he's Wolverine. It's like, well, and then they go to the house and
fight with X-24.
X-24. And you're like, oh, look at that guy. You're like, oh no, this is just that's way too convenient. But okay.
Yeah.
My most touching moments of the Cross, the X,
right.
The fact that the farmer, after seeing his family slaughtered, tries to shoot Wolverine, but the gun's empty, and then he dies. You're like, that really sucks.
I know. But I was just, for a moment, I just was hoping that he would just, look back, and then look up front, and, just so he would be clear that this is not the guy that you want to shoot, but he does it anyway. I know.
I would do that.
No, he did the right thing. I would have ran my car into him. But when
that was nice. Then when he tries to save, you killed my family.
Right. But then he comes out, then he looks like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, fuck it. Oh, shit. He has no bullets, and this keel's over. Which, again, you feel bad. And then, the horses, it's we should help them. No, we gotta go. So it's one of those things, it's he's always being pulled into shit that he doesn't ever want to do. But he does it. He could have just easily said, fuck you, old man. We're leaving. Fuck the horses.
Right. I'm making a decision.
Yeah.
But we're all stuck in our own dilemmas. We are all the good people that we are. You can't. And after a while, you could walk away, but you have to help.
Right. And that's the other thing.
And that's just the timing of it, I think, you know. Like, all right.
So, outside from that, I think we're good, because I think... what else can we say except that, you know, it's a Debbie Downer moment.
It's a Debbie Downer movie in general, but you get something I think you weren't expecting, though.
No, I think it was very satisfying that it ends on that note. You knew it was going to be that way anyway. That's what it was heading. Right from the very beginning, getting his ass kicked. And I'm like, this is not the Wolverine that you know, though.
But it was kind of like that Joss Whedon moment, like, you know, when you saw Serenity, the movie, you're like, all right, Book's dead. Fuck, Wash is dead too? Like, oh, man.
Caliban, I can understand. No one likes him. No one knows him. Professor, all right, here we go.
The funny thing to me is Caliban's also in your Age of Apocalypse movie, and he's completely different. He's a sleazy guy, and like, Caliban likes money.
Yeah.
Gives me like, yeah.
So, there's not much else I can say except that we love this movie. I think we're good on that.
Yeah. It was good.
Yep.
Don't want to see it again, but I will see it again someday. Oh, look, it's at the library. Yeah. Oh, right. It's got geriatric care. Fast forward to that. But that's most of the movie. So it's hard to get rid of that. It's got that. It's seeped in it.
Yeah.
So.
But it's nice to hear, you know, Charles cursing.
I love that. Let me see. You take the pills. Let me see. You're like, that's right. They're like, I love to see the scene. Like look, you've got a hat in here. Like, yeah, give it to me later. You know.
Yeah. But definitely, it's one of those relationships I never thought would actually work, because they always were at odds ends right from the very beginning. But now it was just like, no, it's a father and son, and now the son taking care of the daughter.
Right, and those last words, like, oh, this is what it feels like, because he finally feels trust, care, and he's like, oh, I know.
Yeah. So that's the way it should go. Hopefully, you have a longer life than Logan.
Yeah, I hope so. All right,
let's end it right there before we start crying.
Not gonna cry.
I told myself we're not gonna cry. Alright, so that's going to end this podcast for the Logan movie review. So, I would love to hear your thoughts about the movie. If you've seen this, you can email me at monsterscifishow@gmail.com. You can find me on the various social networks. So, please, feel free to contact me. Anything. I look forward to it. Alright, so... thank you again for listening to the Monster Sci-Fi Show podcast. Sci-fi from a certain point of view. Good night.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network, your station for all things geek, classic, current, and beyond. Be part of the crew at ESONetwork.com.